On March 22, 2012, Alabama Attorney General Luther Strange filed as a co-plaintiff in EWTN's lawsuit against the United States government's mandate on abortion-inducing drugs, sterilization, and contraception. In commenting on the state's action, Attorney General Luther Strange stated, "The freedom of religion and to believe as one sees fit is our first freedom under the United States Constitution. The people of Alabama have recognized the importance of this freedom and have enshrined it in their Constitution as well. Alabama law does not allow anyone to be forced to offer a product that is against his or her religious beliefs or conscience." This issue is simple. Either Alabamians and Americans around the country will be allowed to exercise their religious freedom to say no to something they disagree with, or they won't. We hope the Obama administration will listen and adopt a position that supports our first freedom rather than undermines it. Alabama Attorney General Luther Strange.
Thank you very much, Jim. And thank you all for being here. Thank you very much. It's okay to call me Big Luther, Jim. It's the truth. I tell people it's truth in advertising or whatever. No, thank you very much for being here. You said it, all the speakers have been very articulate, and I just want to tell you from my perspective, when I was sworn in a year and a half ago, I put my hand on an old family Bible, and I swore to uphold the Constitution and the laws of the state of Alabama. Our very first freedoms that we're celebrating today by being here, freedom of speech, together, and to be here and talk about this critical issue is critically important to us. The freedom of religion is fundamental first freedom that we enjoy. I tell this story because we celebrate the 4th of July and we talk about how important our freedoms are. I had one uncle, and I always have to say something about the veterans who were here and held our flag for us. My uncle was killed in World War II. He was a graduate of West Point. He grew up right here in Birmingham. He was killed in World War II and defending our freedoms. And it so happened that his birthday was on the 4th of July. And so I never got to know him, but I could look in my mother's eye every 4th of July and understand at a fundamental level what it means to sacrifice for the freedoms that we enjoy. They're not just theoretical, they're real, they're critically important. They're critically important. And so thank you for being here and exercising those freedoms. About a year and a half ago, a group of attorneys general got together and filed a lawsuit against the Affordable Health Care Act. As it turned out, people at the time, all the pundits on television and everywhere else said, well, that's a crazy lawsuit, challenging that lawsuit. You can't challenge that lawsuit. It's, fundamentally, there's no limit to what the federal government can do. And that's what they were saying. We've let it go so far in this country that the federal government can tell you to purchase something or not to purchase something, come into your personal and private and religious life without any restrictions at all. And so, facing that sort of headwind, we filed this lawsuit. It ended up being 26 of the 50 states filed a lawsuit challenging this Obamacare affordable health care mandate. Everybody was scoffing. The news pundits, oh, it's never going to fly. That's a waste of time. Well, I personally attended the arguments in the United States Supreme Court. There weren't as many people in that courtroom as there are right here in the lawn. I was standing as close as I am to that camera. And I can tell you, left to right on that court, as they started to think about where is the limit on federal power? Can the federal government just do anything, no matter how much it encroaches on our fundamental first freedoms enshrined in the Constitution? Is that really true? And I'll tell you, there was a reason why the federal government's lawyer had a hard time selling that case. It started to, you could almost see it sinking in to the justices. This is something extraordinary. And nobody really knew at the time, where could this lead? Some of us who challenged the lawsuit knew it could lead somewhere. That brings me to EWTN's case. Here is a fantastic organization of deeply held religious fundamental beliefs, has done something great for their employees. They've done it consistently with their religious faith and beliefs. And here is the federal government telling them, you can't do that. You're going to have to provide something that you have a fundamental religious objection to. That's just one example of what will be many examples to come. This is a battle that we will be fighting for generations, and I'm going to be at the forefront of that battle, no matter how it turns out in the court. Because this is an issue of the fundamental religious freedom. And I was honored. I'm so proud of the church and for EWTN and all the people gathered here for your support of our efforts, for having the courage. I get up every morning and I pray for three things, really. I just ask God for the wisdom, the strength, and the courage to know and to do His will. And courage is a part of that. It's not easy. We're patriotic Americans. We believe in our country. All of us have sacrificed for this country. But there comes a time when you have to stand up. People stood up in this park 50 years ago. People are standing up today against a fundamental challenge to our basic freedoms. I believe that we're going to prevail. I do believe that right is going to prevail in the end. I believe that. But your help, your focus is critical. I will promise you that not just me, but the people that are meeting in 150 other places around this country today, it's with you and with me and the men and women across this country. They're paying attention. That is critical. That is so important that people are now starting to realize this isn't about, as many people have said, contraceptives. In my view, it's all about the Constitution, fundamental religious freedom, and everything that flows from that. So I commend you for being here today. I cannot tell you how honored I am to be blessed, frankly, to be in the position to be of assistance on this issue. I promise I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and I want to thank you again for having me here today. God bless you, and go forth and do good things. Thank you.